Okay, I think we're recording. So before I start this video, I'm going to quickly tell you what this video will be going through because I hate wasting other people's times. In this video, I'm going to go through the design workspace in Fusion 360. And in this video, I'm going to be very concise and blast through things very quickly. I'm going to try not to touch on topics for more than 1 minute each, but in this 1 minute, you'll basically understand the main idea of the tool I'm using. The reason I'm making this video is to target people like myself that don't have the patience to sit through extremely long videos that explain things slowly. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's start with introducing the workspace you have. And the cube on the top right here. Okay, so this cube is basically what allows you to navigate through the 3D world. And you can control your viewpoint with this cube like so, dragging it around. When you start to model, you practically always start by creating your sketch. So press this and select one of these faces. It actually doesn't matter at all which face you choose. However, most modelers get used to using one particular face for their design. And for me, it's this one right here. So let's choose this one. Take note that as you can see, I chose the XY axis workspace, and you can see that from the cube on the top right. Okay, let me make this clear. You see all this up here? Forget about all this. Over 90% of the things up here, you will not use. I will teach you in this video the ones that you will need to use, so don't get intimidated by all the things up here. Okay, we start by understanding what this sketching does. You basically draw what you want in 2D from one particular angle, and soon using extrude or other commands that I will teach you later, you will use these 2D faces and turn it into 3D models. In any case, let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Starting with line. Right here, you could select line, or under create, you could select line right here. Now, you could select wherever you want and start drawing your line. Now, you can see that I still have lines selected even though I finished drawing my line. That's because you didn't create a face. You create a face by joining all line segments together and forming a blue face like this. Of course, you don't need to do that. If you only want to draw one line and you see that it's forcing you to continue drawing, like this, simply go to undo line right here. And you're done. By the way, this right here is the undo and redo button. Moving on, rectangle. You could select it right here, or if it's not there, you could go under into create rectangle and you go to 2-point rectangle. These other two I've never used in my life, and as a beginner, you probably won't ever need to touch this. Now that you have selected the rectangle, you simply click wherever you want and drag. Moving on, circle. Either click here, or again, go to create, circle, and go to center diameter circle. These other circles, forget about it for now, because as a beginner, you won't need to use it. Now simply go here, draw your circle. Moving on, spline. It could be here, or again, go under here, spline. And as a beginner, you will only need 5-point spline. Now this allows you to draw a curvy shape. It uses your previous dots to form a curve. You could even mess around with these little things here and change the angle that it curves. Moving on, point. Simply go to create, point, and click wherever you want to have your point at. This will be useful with the next feature coming up. Moving on, circular pattern. As you can see, I have my point here that I created and a circle. And you simply go to circular pattern and select your circle, go to center point, select your point, and you could have your sketch revolve around this point, and you can select how many circles or how many things you want. Moving on, mirror. It's basically just mirroring your sketch over a line. You could find it under create and mirror right here. You select the objects you want to mirror and select the mirror line, and you will have it right here. Moving on, text. Very simple, go to create, go to text, and simply draw a square where you want your text in. You could write your text, and you could change the size of your text right here. Moving on, we will head over to the modify section right here. The most important thing here is move copy. This allows you to move a sketch wherever you want. This feature also allows you to create a copy of your sketch, which allows you to make a duplicate of the sketch and move it wherever you want. Moving on, we have trim. If it's not here, then go under modify and trim. This basically allows you to cut lines which intersect with each other, and this cleans your model up, and you simply need to click, hold, and drag. Alright, congratulations, we're done with the sketch feature. Now we're moving on to the solid workspace. Here's where you will turn your 2D sketches into 3D. Now, here is the solid workspace. Simply click here, and you're in the solid workspace. Starting with the most simple and most important, extrude. It looks like this, and if it's not here, simply go to create and extrude. Now select extrude and click on the face you want to extrude, and you could simply use your cube and then drag it, and you could see how far you want it to extrude upwards. You could also select how far you want to extrude it. If you want 100 millimeters, go up to 100. You could even select, there's also settings in here which allows you to select extruding from both sides or extruding symmetrically from both sides. Now extruding also has a very cool feature which allows you to cut into other bodies. So basically go here, and as you can see, I simply created a sketch on top of my rectangle here, and you basically go extrude, and you could cut right into the model. Moving on, revolve. Go to create, and if it's not here, revolve, simply go here and select your face, which has been selected for me, and select the axis you want to revolve it across. If it's this one, it goes like this. If it's this one, it goes like this. And yeah, this is for those who took calculus. This is the washers, basically. Moving on, loft. Under create, it's right here. But before we learn how to use loft, we first need to know how to make an offset plane. It's under construct. Now, under construct, you'll see all of this. Forget about all of this. All you need to know is the offset plane. Click on offset plane and you will see this is what happens. This is what you see. And now for me, I'll only select this XY plane, and it allows you to move the plane up or down. And for the other ones, side to side. Once you're done, simply press OK, and this allows you to create a sketch on top of your sketch. Now that I have made my sketch, which is a rectangle, we could use the loft feature. Simply go loft, select two profiles, and it will join the two profiles together. Now the loft feature isn't restricted to only face-to-face joining. It could actually converge a face into a singular point like this. Moving on, emboss. Under create, simply go to emboss, and this allows you to imprint a face onto a circular object. Now, of course, I use text as an example, but it doesn't have to be text. Simply select this and select the face you want it to emboss onto, and it will go like this. Okay, moving on. I'm going to skip all of these right here because this is pretty intuitive. You will be able to know this once you just click on it. Moving on, create, pattern, rectangular pattern, and pattern on a path. You as a beginner probably won't be using as much. So we will again use circular pattern. Now, as this is the same thing as a sketch, simply select, this time it's 3D though, simply select, and you will have a circular pattern. You could again select how many you want. Moving on, mirror, simply go to create, go to mirror. I'm not going to delve too deeply into this. Simply select your face, go to mirror plane here, select the plane you want to mirror it on, basically over, and that's basically it. Very quick, very simple. Now moving on, we're going to move to the modification of objects. Now we're going to start with press pull. This can actually act as extruding, but nobody actually uses press pull as an extruding tool. The main feature of press pull is actually the fact that it can round an edge. So go to press pull again, select an edge this time, and change the view, and you will see that it actually rounds the edge. Moving on, scale. Basically it's here, very simple. You could scale it up. Moving on, combine. If it's not here, go to modify, right here, combine. As you can see, these are two different bodies. And if you want to combine these two bodies into a singular body, simply go like this and tool body, and you can combine this into a singular body. So now if you want to move the body, it moves in one piece. Moving on to the last thing I'm going to teach you, split body. Now go to modify, go to split body, select your body, and select the splitting tool, which is going to be a plane. And you could go like this, split the body in half, and now in the future, if you want to move this body, it is on its own. It could separate from this body. Alright guys, that concludes this video. Before I end this video, I want to show you one last thing. This right here is a 3D model I made with only some of the concepts I teach in this video. I'm trying to show you this model to demonstrate that the things that I taught you in this video can truly go a long way in 3D modeling. I hope you grasp the general idea of everything, and just know that the most important thing in 3D modeling is to be able to create a roadmap in your head on how you could use the features that I mentioned in this video to create more complex objects. Thank you for watching.